anturumã chaya no cambarro anuri, no camai, no camwaka, na anuri, no yuyuá, na warron chinambo punk tu chinam chaval aqui, chinamo kikirani, tsai chaval kirani, tsai makikirani. Awama wananã, no maú no wai charai.
Welcome back, Patriots. Welcome back to Sons of Liberty 1773. I'm your host, Bill Bailey, who will be channeling the patriotism of America's founding fathers. Today is January 18th, 2024, year of our Lord. Well, the World Economic Forum is in full swing, and the demons are there, witches, literally witches, and other evil beings planning and plotting their demise of humanity. We have to watch this stuff, folks, because they're broadcasting what their plans are, such as Klaus Schwab regarding elections. Listen to this clip.
Digital technologies mainly have an analytical power. Now we go into a predictive power, and we have seen the first examples, and your company very much involved into it. But then the next step could be to go into a prescriptive mode, which means you do not even have to have elections anymore, because you can already predict, and afterwards you can say, why do we need elections? Because we know what the result will be.
So Klaus Schwab. So their AI and the luminaries there on stage, they're going to come so smart and technology so great that you don't need to vote. No, you don't need to get involved. We've already got predictive programming. I think we saw this in 2020 play out. And we know who the winner's already going to be. We know what's good for you. Eat the bugs. No more beef. You know, they're really satanic people. Think of what they've done. If you don't think we're in a spiritual war, folks, just look at what they've did. Cover your face, right? Making kids cover their face. Those beautiful faces, cover them up. Mutilate yourself. Cut your genitals off. No more, steak and potatoes and pizza. No, you need to eat things that crawl out of the ground. Bugs. Eat the bugs and enjoy your meager life. We'll give you just enough to survive, but you're going to be happy and own nothing, because we'll give you a bunch of video games and you can get lost in the metaverse. No, thank you. So let's look at some headlines I got pulled up. We'll breeze through these. I want to keep this video somewhat short because I need to go out and snowblow. I was off yesterday, folks. Just real quick, we wanted a new floor in the kitchen, so I started in the morning, pulled the floor out of the kitchen, drove up 30 miles to Petoskey, bought flooring, 30 miles back home, hauled everything upstairs, installed the floor, had to rip the trim out and everything, put the floor in, put the kitchen back together, and we got it all done in a day. My recovery time from busting my ass for a day is not like it was when I was 20 years old, man. I've just been completely trashed. Just part of getting old. You can look forward to that. So let's buzz into these headlines and talk about stuff. A lot going on. This article, and we just seen this witch at the forum, right? They're all happy, letting her blow her demon breath on them. It's just disgusting that we're seeing this play out in our world. But I believe we are living out the last book of the Bible. I really believe that. So this is at the Gateway Pundit again. Jim Hoff posted yesterday. Holy hell, another elite freak show. Demonic witch mumbles incantations. Hex stage. blows air at attendees. Welcome to the demonic Davos convention. This is at the Gateway Pundit as well. So the globalists, they think there's too many people on planet Earth, and they want to thin the herd. I don't know, by like 90%, do away with billions of people. So disease X is what they've all been talking about, this next disease X. So are the globalists planning another pandemic? So what is disease X? It's no surprise that the WHO and the WEF have formalized and endorsed this planning process for future big pharma profits with the catchy name Disease X, and I think global depopulation. According to the WHO, with fresh warnings from the World Health Organization, that an unknown Disease X could result in 20 times more fatalities than the coronavirus. And now we learn that a Chinese lab has created a COVID strain with a 100% kill rate in mice. This is actually terrifying stuff, folks. Bioweapons warfare, because a weapon like this that's got a 100% kill rate, imagine if China figures out the vaccination for this that is a 100% effective for Asians only, okay? And they release this in a country like America. All the two-way stuff in the world doesn't protect you against this. So, why are they developing this stuff? The whole COVID thing didn't come from bats. It was bioengineered and it was released from the Wuhan lab, okay? There would not be a COVID problem without the Chinese meddling, and apparently Fauci and some Americans were involved in that process too, traitors to country. But why are we developing this stuff? We're creating a problem. Big Pharma, this is good for Big Pharma, right? Create a virus and then sell the remedy. And we're finding out the remedy wasn't really a remedy, was it? I'm not sure how many people the jab took out. It could be more than the COVID. So the World Economic Forum, all of a sudden, that's like the buzzword there. Buzzwords: disease X, disease X, disease X is coming. What do you bet it? The bug gets released. They want to worked out good in 2020, right? That the bug is going to get released soon. And we're also learning that China knew. China is completely responsible for the COVID virus that's killed millions of people around the world, millions. They need to pay for it. And they own a lot of land here in America, and we owe, and they hold some of our debt. We owe them money. I say give them a big FU. We're taking your land, it's ours, and we're not paying you a dime. Consider that debt paid, and you still owe us. What they did to the world is unimaginable. But, the Maoists killed 40 to 60 million of their own people. So, what's a few million of people that aren't Chinese? They don't give a crap. General Milley, by the way, is at the World Economic Forum. General Mark Milley has been spotted at Davos with his entourage. This is the same Mark Milley who went behind President Trump's back to the Chinese Communist Party to undermine the commander-in-chief's authority. The same Mark Milley who helped prevent the National Guard from deploying to the Capitol on January 6, 2021, then lied about it, likely to aid the Fedsurrection. Davos is where Klaus Schwab and his minions are planning to enslave the human race, censor you, and are talking about the release of Disease X, which will be much more potent than the last bioweapon released. How does Milley show his face in the U.S.? He's a traitor. He's a complete Benedict Arnold, a treasonous bastard. And they are planning censoring, unlike way worse than what happened after the coup of 2020. And they're going to, if we don't win, folks, if we don't win in November, the censoring in this country is going to be worse than anything we can imagine. It truly will be the Orwellian dystopian world that George Orwell wrote about in 1984. All these channels, mine, everybody else is gone. Elon Musk, they'll probably just take the platform from him. Rumble will be gone. There will be no free speech. There will be the state's talking points. And you heard Klaus. There won't even be elections. They'll just appoint who they think. Hey, we predicted the election and with AI, and we were 100% right. It's a devout, godless communist that's been selected. You think I'm making this? Yeah, I'm saying hyperboil, man. It's going to get bad. We just have to win. I shouldn't even make light about it because it's really deadly serious. The story at Post Millennial. Folks, if you want to see people flee from the dollar, other countries, if they go through with what they're planning right here, the Biden regime, it's going to happen. And the dollar is going to fail as the world reserve currency that much quicker. Biden moves to seize Russian assets to funnel cash to Ukraine. The Biden administration is currently making moves to figure out how to use some $300 billion in frozen Russian money in order to further bankroll Ukraine. Western officials are struggling to come to an agreement on a method to seize Russian funds. This means steal, folks, just stealing, without scaring international investors, reports the Wall Street Journal. Good luck with that. Who would do business with America if they now know that that America, if they decide they don't like you anymore, will just steal your money? Okay, who would do business with America? Who would want to own dollars? The Biden regime. I mean, when they took Russia off the SWIFT system, going to deplatform, debank Russia, it backfired. Russians' economy has come back many times better. Things are booming there. All Biden did is destroy America. I mean, everything Biden did is worked against America. He's destroying this country. He's not destroying Russia. Let's head to the war front around the world, folks. It's a complete powder keg, okay? Things are getting worse in Russia. We're going to talk about it. China is, people that are really in the know. China in the coming weeks is going to take Taiwan by force. And now you got the war expanding in the Middle East. Iran strikes militant bases in Pakistan in latest Middle East flashpoint. Pakistan says attacks killed 2 children in unprovoked violation of its airspace, adding to regional instability sparked by Israel-Gaza war. And just so everybody knows, Pakistan is a nuclear nation, folks. They have nukes. So within 24 hours, Pakistan bombed Iran, folks. So the war in the Middle East is expanding, and it's going to get worse. It's going to be a full-out Middle Eastern war, okay? It's going to suck in a bunch of countries, and America is going to get sucked into this conflict, unfortunately. I can almost guarantee it. Russia has now moved nuclear weapons into Belarus. Powder keg Europe, new Belarusian military doctrine to provide for use of nuclear weapons. Belarus President Lukashenko warns he will not hesitate to use nuclear missiles if Western nations attack the country. One of the most worrying developments regarding the nuclear arsenals of the superpowers regards the placing by Russia's Vladimir Putin of tactical nuclear missiles in the territory of its neighbor and ally Belarus. Now Belarusians are codifying in their regulations when and how these weapons can be used, signaling that they are not just for show. Isn't that nice? We're definitely seeing the new axis of evil form, thanks to Joe Biden, right? The descent into World War III, this is at the Daily Mail, by the way. How Russia, Iran, and China are simultaneously making moves that will drag us all into conflict, and they can add Kim Jong-un, who is just meeting with Putin. The surge in global conflict that marred the year 2023 has sent alarm bells ringing in the halls of Europe defense establishments. Not 3 weeks of 2024 have passed, and the governments of Estonia, Sweden, and now the UK have already warned their respective nations that the prospect of large-scale war is on the horizon. Leaked German intelligence documents suggest Berlin expects Russia to launch another wave of attacks to overwhelm Ukraine and is scrambling to come up with contingency plans in the event Russian troops march westward from Belarus. There's been so many Ukrainians lost in this war, men, that they've run out of men to send, enough of them to send into the battlefield. So now they're conscripting women, thousands and thousands of them. So women in Ukraine are training right now for combat as the country faces a dearth of troops 2 years into the Russian invasion. And, you know, we meddled with this. This war would have never happened under Trump. Just wouldn't have happened. But the Obama administration and Republicans involved, you know, the warmongers, went over there and put a puppet government in, and that was a buffer zone between NATO nations, Ukraine, and Russia. So Russia knew there'd never be nukes parked that close to their country. And I think they just finally pissed Putin off. And Putin, you know, let's be honest, he said one of the greatest tragedy in the world was the fall of the Soviet Union and those satellite republics breaking away. He's on record saying that. So I believe he wants this property back, but we gave him a reason. But he wouldn't have sent the military in there under Trump. We would be in a world of peace still. We had 4 years of peace and prosperity under President Trump, and then the demons took over and stole the election, and hell on earth has followed. This article at the Gateway Pundit as well. I'm just going to read the headline. Says it all. Illegal alien African Muslims pray to Mecca after crossing Joe Biden's open U.S. border in Lukeville, Arizona. Pretty soon they're going to be screaming Ali Akbar. And just so you know, Ali Akbar doesn't mean God is great. It means their God is greater, okay? And their God ain't the God of that I pray to. Let me put it that way. So you know how they avoid campaign finance law violations? They do a book deal or they sell art. In this case, potential Biden replacement Governor Gretchen Whitmer inks a $1 million deal for book to be released as soon as June. They're giving her money to run for president or vice president. I'm not sure where she'll be on the ticket, but they're planning for her. If not this cycle, a future one, and they're getting her money. They're getting money to her. There's no book that Gretchen Whitmer is going to write that's going to sell $1 million. That's going to be profitable, in my opinion. So I just think this is they're feeding her some money. This article at the Washington Times. I'll tell you, folks, this is what's going on now. Imagine if we don't win in November, what's going to go on. So here's the headline. Federal agencies flagged Americans' financial transactions using terms like Trump and MAGA. The federal government flags terms like MAGA and Trump for financial institutions if Americans use those phrases when completing transactions, according to new documents obtained by the Select Subcommittee on the Weaponization of the Federal Government. GOP lawmakers on the panel said that individuals who shopped at retailers such as Cabela's or Dick's Sporting Goods or purchased religious text such as the Bible may have also had their transactions flagged. Of course they did. This is definitely a sign of the end times, folks. This is at the Gateway Pundit. Christian persecution surging. Worst offenders kills believers outright. Open Doors U.S., working under its worldwide name, Open Doors International, to provide food, medicine, trauma care, legal help, safe housing, and spiritual support for Christians, has released its newest World Watch list of persecution of Christians. And it stunningly reveals that some 5 million Christians were added to the list of those facing high levels of persecution and discrimination for their faith in just the last year. A year ago, that total was 360 million. Now it's 365 million. That means that 1 in 7 Christians experience pressure or violence because of their belief in Jesus, the report states. I think this will just get worse until the second coming myself. Trump was on fire and dropped some true bombs in New Hampshire last night. Trump declares they want to debank you. We're going to debank them. Here was another big bomb Trump dropped last night. He said, I will never allow central bank digital currency. That really puts a monkey wrench in the globalist, the Great Reset, and the One World Order. So that's wonderful news. But I will tell you, you know who Trump's enemies are? They're our enemies. Our enemies are Trump's enemies. We are one and the same. And he has pissed off every one of our enemies. And so my greatest concern with Trump is that he's just got to stay alive. I just want his Secret Service to bring their A game every day. I mean, like that big, beautiful jet he flies around in, that needs to be under 24-hour security. I'm really worried about his safety, and I hope everybody is praying for Trump's safety. Today he was attending Melania's mother's funeral. They're such a beautiful family. Just look at these people. Great family. And Barron is tall. Trump is tall. Barron's got to be over 6'6". He's probably taller than I am. I'm 6'6". This is more fuel for the fire in the Middle East, and I don't blame Israel. Okay, they're sick of having to deal with terrorist attacks, and especially what recently happened there. So I listened to Netanyahu. There is not going to be any Palestinian state, and I don't know that there's going to be a Gaza Strip. I think Israel, Netanyahu, come on, said we're going to control everything from the river to the sea. Terrorists are not moving in as our neighbors anymore. So that is only, and I don't blame Israel for doing this, but that is only going to inflame things and create a broader war in the Mideast, and we will go to war with Iran. That's where this is heading. The communists, how they come to power, they promise free stuff, and as long as there's someone to take from, to give to their base, they stay in power until they run out of other people's money. So thousands of people are now refusing to pay back their student loans in protest because they're hoping Biden will bail them out, because Biden has already said a certain group, I'm taking care of your student loans. I have a big problem with this, folks. When you go take a loan, I'm going to tell you, when this guy had to sign his name and borrow money, I had to pay it back. I never expected anybody else to pay that loan for me. No one paid my loans. And it comes with personal responsibility. When you knew what you were doing when you took out these loans, you sign your name, you pay it back. I know lots of people that went to college, didn't have any money, got a student loan, worked 3 or 4 side hustles, worked at Pizza Hut, McDonald's, whatever, and did that, paid off their loan while going to college, and don't have any debt. And how is it fair to them that everybody else is going to get their loan paid off? This stuff just pisses me off. And this is nothing but pandering to the base. Vote for me, I'll give you free stuff. This kind of makes me happy. Steve Cortez, he was on the Bannon's War Room every night. Pro-MAGA, pro-Trump, really said all the right stuff. Then he leaves and sticks a knife in Trump and MAGA's back and joins the DeSantis campaign. Well, now, after Trump's blowout in Iowa, record-setting win in Iowa, just an incredible blowout, right? Everybody knows Trump is coming back. So they're looking for grace. They want to be in his administration. He got a ton of emails. people that say, hey, God, I'm so glad Trump won, keep me in mind when you're putting together a new administration. Really want to be part of this. Right. And you know what Trump's doing? I love this. They're sending back to them. They're answering with the snake poem. So ex-DeSantis spokesperson, Steve Cortez, I was wrong. It's time to unite behind Trump to save America. We kind of got your number now, Steve. I believe DeSantis' campaign is on life support at this point. I don't believe he's going to last much longer, and he's going to have to drop out. And then let's see what he does. Now, Vivek, he did the right thing. It was a blowout in Iowa. He said the Americans have clearly spoke. They want Trump, and I'm dropping out, and I'm getting behind Trump. And he made an incredible impassioned speech for Donald Trump last night in New Hampshire. And I believe he's going to be on the Trump administration in some capacity. So Nikki Haley, she is a globalist WEF warmonger. Benny Johnson shared this. Nikki Haley is backed by Democrat mega donor Reid Hoffman, who is funding her campaign with an unlimited vat of money. Reid Hoffman is the same man funding lawsuits against Donald Trump. Nikki Haley is completely propped up by Democrat voters and Democrat money. She is a fraud 100% through and through. So if you're new to this channel and can relate to the content, please give us a follow. We'd love to have you in our community. Give the videos a thumbs up. That helps push out the algorithm to a broader audience. Share the videos. Comment down below. I love reading your comments. Keep praying and keep prepping, my friends. Renee and I just put up using our Harvest Right freeze dryer. There's an affiliate link in the description of all my videos. We just put up a bunch of eggs over the last 20 hours. Once you freeze dry them, just scramble them, put them in the trays, put them in the freeze dryer, pull them out, put them in a food processor to kind of turns them into powder, put them in the bag with an oxygen absorber, seal the bag, good for 20 years. Open that up, two tablespoons of egg powder and 2 tablespoons of water is 1 egg. Think of what you could be using that for. I think we're heading into rough seas, and I just pray everybody is prepping. Have to do it, okay? In the description of all my videos, we go to war with China, folks. You're not going to be able to get antibiotics. All of our medicines. That's how stupid we are, by the way. All of our heavy infrastructure, the transformers for our grid. I'm not talking the little ones on the telephone pole. I'm talking the big ass ones that are special for each location in the grid. They're custom, 2 years to build. China. Most of that stuff comes from China. Our electric grid, critical infrastructure. That stuff should be the law that it has to be made here so we can get parts when we need them. We can repair stuff. But they've never hardened the grid. I mean, it's our Achilles heel. And then the other thing is our medicines and antibiotics. How stupid are we? So if things go south with China, which I see, you're not going to be able to get this stuff. So you can go to Jace Medical and get their Jace kit with antibiotics in it. You can add ivermectin. If there's certain medicines that you personally need, you can probably get them from Jace and stock up on them. There's a affiliate link for that in the description of all my videos. And if you use capital letters, no spaces, SOL 1773, SOL 1773 at Jace Medical, you'll save $10 on your order. And then My Patriot Supply, I have an affiliate link with them for freeze-dried food, water filtration, that type of stuff. And then, of course, My Pillow. So you can get the, once you're stocked up on all the preps, you might as well get a good night's sleep. So promo code at My Pillow is SOL 1773. And no one has took more slings and arrows than Mike Lindell. I mean, business is under attack. He's been deplatformed by the banks. He's being sued. Fox News just said he can no longer advertise in any of their networks. And if you don't think that's political, Mike Lindell spending $1 million a week with Fox News on ads. So they're saying Mike Lindell wasn't paying, and that's the reason he needs to pay his bills. I don't believe that. I think, my opinion, they just deplatformed him because he's pro-Trump and we're heading into election season. So it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. It's, we had a great win in Iowa. I expect another one in New Hampshire, but we haven't won until we cross the finish line. And so we just got to keep grinding and keep doing everything we can do to win. That's it. Just work as hard as we can. May God continue to bless this great nation. May the good Lord keep you and yours safe. Until next time, Sons of Liberty out. See you guys. Goodbye.